to our channel Teaching and Learning. In this channel, we mainly talk about IELTS practice, English language, and business communication. So in today's video, I want to talk about one of the important social function. It belongs to basic English course. So we have already completed up to lesson 6. So this lesson is 7 and we are under unit 2, my family and home. We have done two social functions of language. They are greeting and taking leave or farewell. So here in this video I'm going to talk about welcoming, how people often welcome in English, how does welcoming goes, and when do we need to welcome, and what are the exponents and components that are used for welcome. In the last video we discussed that in greeting there are various types of exponents, there are various types of components or examples or patterns that are used for greetings. In a similar way, here in welcoming also we have various components. Before starting today's lesson, let's see some of the important things we need to understand, we need to know before we handle the social function. Out of many language functions, the role of social function is always important. Language has various functions and one of them is social function. Social function of language plays very vital role because it helps us to perform the social roles and responsibilities as well as to maintain the relationship in society. Because language itself is not a personal entity, it's not my property, it's not your own property, okay? It is the property or entity of society. As a language user, we should not forget to the society, to the group of people or community, whatever we say, and they belong to a particular culture, particular religion, particular type of nationalities and geographical location. So all these things comes together whenever we use language, and when we address those social phenomena, social function, then that is called the social function of language. As I have mentioned that social function of language is very important because it helps us to conduct and fulfill our roles and responsibilities as well as to maintain the relationship with the other people who are living in the society or community. Many people love to say that language is a social entity. Entity means the property. It's the social property. If you really want to learn language, you cannot forget this reality. If you are practicing your English language, why don't you think about English community, the people who are living in the society and who can speak English. So we are not using words and sentences only with them, but we are maintaining our relationship. We are doing some sort of social work and action over there. Until and unless we are unable to do these things, our language learning becomes very mechanical, monotonous, boring, and it goes under the pressure. So people do not love to speak English, or they don't have the a kind of enthusiasm and pleasure whenever they are communicating in English. We need to connect the use of English language to our society. And so many other people often say that language is the vehicle to culture. So these things are very important. For example, there are different languages in this world and they have different patterns of greeting. In China, people say ni hao ma. In Nepal, people say namaste or namaskar. In India, people say namaste, and in United States they say good morning. So the way of greeting also differs according to the culture, according to the group of people. So language is interconnected, related with the culture. So many people believe that way. So here we see how do people handle welcoming whenever they are communicating in English. And welcoming is in every language. So there are different patterns, different the exponents and components that are used in welcoming according to the language. So here we see some of the exponents and components, some of the examples, or let's say patterns that are used for welcoming. So what we often say is, and before that, have you ever welcomed somebody in English? What did you say? We often say whatever language we speak, but we say welcome, hello, welcome, how are you? We often say this sentence, even though we are communicating in Hindi, Japanese, or Chinese, or Nepali, whatever language we speak, but the sentence, the term, welcome to our city, welcome to our class, and these things, even in our language. So you may be thinking that, oh, welcoming is not that much difficult, it is easier. We can just say welcome, then the job is finished. No, this is not sufficient always. Okay, there are various patterns, various exponents and components that are used in welcoming. Let's see some of the exponents and components. People often say is welcome, welcome home, welcome back to work, welcome school, welcome back to class. I am proud to welcome you in this beautiful city. I am proud to welcome you in this beautiful city. It's a pleasure to welcome you to our home. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our home. Welcome to Delhi. Welcome to Tokyo. Welcome to Beijing. Let me welcome you to our beautiful city. So these ways, people can welcome their relatives, their friends, the person who had just visited to them. So this way we welcome the people. And whenever people welcome, so what is your responsibility? What is our responsibility? What do we say? We just smile, or we stand, or what do you say when somebody welcome you? At that time, obviously there are some responses that we need to say when the person welcome us. Most of the time, what do you say if somebody welcome to our class, welcome to the party? At that time, we often say that thanks, thank you very much, thanks, I am glad to, thank you Peter, thank you Mr. John. These are some of the ways how we respond when people welcome us. When people welcome us, these are the very important things. So let's see some of the examples how people are welcomed and how people welcome others. So here is one scenario. Students Stan returns to class after being in the hospital. So here is one student whose name is Stan, who had just returned from the hospital to the class. He is greeted by his fellow students. So his fellow students are greeting him or welcoming him. So Deep says, hey guys, look who is back. And Rema says, hey, it's Stan. Stan, hey you guys. Stan says, yeah, welcome back Stan. It's nice to have you back. So this way people are welcoming to their friends in the college after he's recovered in the get well in the hospital. Here another example we have. This is branch manager meeting with the vice president at the airport. So branch manager says, good afternoon Mr. Browning, welcome to Tokyo. Thank you Mr. Tim. How was your flight? Oh, not bad. It was a little rough in places, but okay. So this way also people can communicate. You'd like to have the conversation with the another person that would be more realistic for you. So I have some of the clips I have joined over here in these lessons, how people really welcome each other and how do they respond, what are the patterns, what are the styles, what are the code of conducts that we often do whenever we welcome in very formal and business scenarios. Let's say business etiquette. So these are also plays very vital role. And the next one is a small town mayor sees tourist in the square. So a government worker sees the tourist in the small place. How do they communicate? Mayor says, hello, you seem to be enjoying our little town. Let me welcome you to Gold Dust. I'm Thomas John, the mayor. Tourist one says, thank you Mr. John, it seems like a nice town. Tourist second says, yeah, I think so too. How old is the town? Mayor says, we are 157 years old this year. This is another small conversation related to welcome, how people are welcomed in different scenarios and situations. Here is another one. Is one person, Dave, is waiting in the restaurants and the waiter comes. Hello sir, what do you like? Dave says, do you have milk, cream, coffee? Waiter, sure. Do you anything more, sir? Dave says, okay, just this much now. I will order later on. So waiter says, please just wait for 5 minutes. Dave says, well, no problem, thank you. The waiter says, welcome. How welcome goes in this conversation? Look at, you have seen the conversation in the screen also. And here is another example. Ram goes to his teacher's house. So Ram says, good morning, sir. Good morning, Ram. How are you, sir? Okay, I'm good. And you? I'm also fine, sir. How is your father these days? He's getting well, sir. That's good, Ram. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So this is another way of communicating in relation to welcome, how people are welcome in different places. So here are Shira and Mary. They are communicating each other at the post office. So Shira says, hi Mary. Mary, hello Shira. Shira, please wait for 5 minutes. I'm going to my sister's apartment. Mary, okay, sure. Then see you. Okay. So this way also people are communicating. What we need to understand is it is not sufficient to learn 5 or 10 components or examples welcoming and learning 5 or 10 exponents of how to respond to the welcome is not sufficient. We need to learn them. Since this is welcoming is the social function, we need to learn it in relation to the context, in relation to the situation, culture, where you are speaking, with whom you are speaking. In this regard, let's see some clips of the global context rather than some ethnic based context. Let's see some of the examples and scenarios how people are welcomed in different part of the world. Let's have some examples of China, India, the USA and Nepal.
Home is okaeri nasai. So how do you say welcome in Japanese? That would be yokoso. And when they say welcome to Japan, that would be Nihon e yokoso. And
Thank you. You have watched this one, the video clips. Now, in this way, you have learned, how we can, use welcoming, how we can use the exponents of welcome, and how do we welcome somebody and how do we respond. So here are, 3 exercises for you. Practice 5 different exponents of welcoming and its response in 3 different situations. So why don't you practice 5 different exponents of welcoming and its response in 3 different scenarios, because situation, context and scenarios also plays very vital role. Write a short paragraph on importance of welcoming for a social purpose. That is another assignment. Why don't you write a small, short and sweet paragraph about welcoming, its importance for social function. And the third one is share your comment, share your questions and even your answer in the comment box. There is comment box under my video, so you can give me some comments so that I can understand about your progress, about your problems, about your complaint, whatever you say, and I can respond to you accordingly. And it will also encourage me for the upcoming videos. Thank you very much for this time, and I hope you have learned some of the tips and ideas and strategies how to conduct the welcoming and how to welcome people in different patterns and scenarios, how to respond them. With the help of video clips also, you have got some sort of realistic examples from the different part of the world. Thank you very much.